Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to talk about lacto fermented carrots. I don't know if you guys have ever done any lacto fermentation before, but before we start, this is a fermentation crock that I got online. It has a little water seal that goes around it that will keep bacteria and bad bacteria out of it. So it also has weights that you use to push down the whatever you're fermenting. In this case, I'm doing carrots, and these are sort of inspired by kimchi. I made kimchi, and I didn't really like the cabbage that much, but I really loved the carrots. So this is my recipe. I just jarred these up today. I made them about 2 weeks ago. They're done now, or pretty much as done as they're going to be. They're still fermenting a little bit. You can see the jar, the lid's popping up a little bit in the jar. So the ingredients. And also, your ingredients will vary, your taste will vary, and the amount of salt, you want to check the amount of salt. We'll talk about that in a minute as well. But what I did basically was I had 10 pounds of carrots. Now, this is not 10 pounds of carrots. I have many more jars inside. But we peeled them, we took out all the bad parts and all that stuff. And we ended up with about 8 pounds of carrots once they were peeled and cut. These are organic carrots. I definitely would suggest using organic carrots for an uncooked product like lacto fermented carrots. So yeah, about 8 pounds of carrots. And then I had ginger. I don't exactly know how much ginger I used. You can do that for taste. It was probably a piece of ginger about like that big. So however much that is. And then I had garlic. I want to say I used 2 heads of garlic. And probably about 80% of that garlic I left as whole cloves that I put in this fermentation crock. And the other 20% I put into a blender. We'll talk about that in a second. So what else? I bought distilled water, 4 liters of distilled water. This is a 5-liter crock. Fermentation crock, and it seems like the carrots took up about 1 liter of space. So yeah, 4 liters of water. And fish sauce, I had 200 milliliters of fish sauce. I had 2 cups of the pepper flakes, the Korean pepper flakes, whose name I'm gonna pronounce incorrectly. Gochugaru, the Korean hot pepper flakes. I had 1 green apple. And yeah, that's it. That's oh, and salt, of course. So, cut up the carrots. Cut up all the carrots. You peel your garlic. You peel your ginger. I cut some of the ginger into slices. I cut all the ginger into slices. And then I got a food processor or a blender. And into that blender, I put the apple. The green apple, which I removed the core. I put the 200 milliliters of fish sauce. I put the pepper flakes, 2 cups of pepper flakes, and a little bit of the peeled ginger and the peeled garlic, and blended those up in the food processor. I also put 90 grams of salt. So your salt is going to vary. I put 90 grams of salt into the blender. But beside that, I had the 4 liters of water. I put 90 grams of salt into that as well. And I made my brine. So we got 180 grams of salt total for this recipe that I'm giving. Half the salt went into the blender, half the salt was in a brine. So to make a brine, you boil water and you put salt in it. The point with the brine is you want to come out with 3%. You want to come out with 3% of the total weight of all your vegetables. So yeah, pretty much that's it. You put them all together. You stuff it in the fermentation crock. You let it sit for 7 days, and then after 7 days, I added the juice of 2 or 3 limes, and I added 100 milliliters of white vinegar. and then I let it ferment at room temperature, around room temperature, maybe a little lower, probably around 68 degrees, something like that. So yeah, that's pretty much the process, and yeah. All right, cut it off.